You're alive.
Open up.
Hey.
Open up?
Yeah, whoever's in the center opens up.
Open up. Okay, so we are 3 humans who have names, but we won't reveal them. And
What is that red thing? Oh, that's the one that says live. I thought it was a sticker. I'm like, I don't know, I've never seen a sticker on my chat.
and we have some things that we'd like to discuss.
Yes.
The first one, because in our previous episode we talked about being in tension. In this episode, we want to start off talking about how do we relax. Each one of us, I'm sure, has some difficulties, but also some insights in terms of how we achieve relaxation and why and when and all of that stuff. So,
Yeah.
rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
So how do you relax?
Well, what I was saying earlier is that I find it really difficult to relax, and I usually get stuck in my head and in my thoughts, and there's just like this constant like feedback loop, and it's hard for me to escape my mind. So I'm definitely having trouble with relaxing these days, and I have a lot of time to relax because I'm not in school. So you would think it would be easier for me, but it really isn't. I find myself like not relaxing more now.
Even more, or it's harder now, or is
I feel like it's harder because I think when I was like really busy, I would just watch TV. And
I see.
That
would
was
be
your way to relax?
Yeah, and I guess that was kind of like numbing. I think I like relaxation was more of like a numbing thing for me. Like eating sugar or watching TV. And now I don't do that as much. But I do find that like going on hikes is really good for me, and that like helps me stay present and relax and out of my head because I'm looking around and I feel connected to like the trees, and yeah, so that's definitely, I guess, the best way that I relax these days.
What about you, Abby?
let's see.
But I'm sorry, hold on. I didn't. Let me just finish with your thought, with your way of relaxing. Kind of go deeper into it. So you said before you used to be able to relax more, but what happens? Like what do you have? Do you have tension? Are you in constant tension, or do you just have thoughts? Are you in your head?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, okay, that's good.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm just constantly in my head, and yeah, it's just like there's a lot of noise, and I can't like escape the noise because I have so much time. It's just like always chatter in there.
So you think before with school it was structured, right?
Yeah,
So you had a structure to your day.
Yeah.
And right now that there is no structure and all the pressure on you to actually do that structure for yourself
Yeah.
and be self-accountable,
Yeah,
right?
which is so hard for me.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
For me too.
Yeah, when I was in school, I think the structure just kind of like I didn't have to think about anything because everything was handed to me, and I like knew what I was gonna do every day, and I just kind of was like a robot going through the motions, which also isn't necessarily good.
Right.
But yeah, I think I was less in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say that having structure, I'm just looking back at my personal experience with structure, and in a lot of ways I remember myself thinking, well, I don't like how this works, and I don't like how that works, or I wish my kids would be in school, homeschooled, or and then I have no idea how to homeschool, but would you say I found that I blamed the structure that was built. Now that the structure is gone, I don't know what to do with all the non-structural reality.
Yeah.
Unstructured.
Yeah.
Is there such a word?
Yeah. Unstructured.
Unstructured?
Yeah.
Woo!
That's good.
Yay! So,
Yeah.
and this is tough too.
Yeah.
So, I was recently at a rally for My Kids My Way, and it's for. Go ahead.
Wait, I just want to put a notification that this will lead to a very different topic very quickly. Just let me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meaning,
So
relaxation. So come back to relaxation.
Well, I wonder if you want to go through the path of relaxation or go
through the
path
path of this one. You're right. Let's come back to relaxation. Yes, because this can actually go into
your story.
Well, that story is the other story is a beautiful story. But I want to let everybody else speak first because I can take full control of this very quickly and just talk. So first, let's go back to Aviv. How do you relax?
Well, I wanted to ask first of Anushka, what your mind chatters about.
What my mind chatters about, I feel like it's just everything. Like I just think about everything all the time. Like there's no one specific thing. But it's like sometimes you need a break, sometimes you need silence. Like when it's just constant, you get kind of overwhelmed and like it's almost suffocating. Like you're under a wave. You just need to ride the wave for once instead of being like stuck under it. You know?
Okay.
So yeah, I think I want to work on like cultivating silence through relaxation. And maybe I can do that through meditation, but I also have trouble meditating every day. I just like can't bring myself to do it. But when I do it, I find that it works. But
it works.
It does, yeah. It's just getting started and being disciplined with it every day.
Okay.
Do you think maybe there are like a lot of people that don't understand? I'm one of them. Not that I don't understand. I tried meditating, for example. It worked for me for a while, but it's not my immediate thing. Or the idea of what meditation is, let's say, right? Like sitting in a lotus pose and, humming and stuff. Like, is that the way to meditate? Or is it okay if I just lay down in bed and just focus on maybe one thought? Is that also a form of meditation? What is meditation?
From what I understand, I think meditation is accepting your thoughts and kind of like observing them and letting them pass, and then eventually like you're so accepting of your thoughts that they just kind of become silent. Like you watch them go and you're not repressing them or giving them too much attention. You're just like taking a bird's eye view, kind of being like an objective observer.
I've always had a problem doing that.
Yeah.
So I wonder like how can meditation work?
Yeah.
Like, are there levels of disconnecting from your thoughts, of observing them? Because I read on how to do it, and I read what it is, and I tried sitting down and doing it, and I just can't because I'm so hyper constantly, So, like, I wonder if if there are other ways too, because for people like me that don't particularly have, don't know how to meditate.
Yeah.
Although I did try, I gave it a try, and I did yoga with a wonderful lady who does meditations and yoga, and she does very long sessions for like 2 hours, and you relax your mind, you relax your body, and we've done that, and it was good, but it's just not for me. It's not my thing. I can't really connect to it.
Yeah, maybe there's I don't think it's for everyone, but I also think that like art can be a form of meditation, or music can be a form of meditation. Creating, like tapping into your creativity.
It's the music I listen to, when I listen to music, it relaxes. If I put the right music on, not the one that actually makes me more hyper, or puts me more into focus on something. When I drive in the car, I have the boom boom music. in the evening, turning on
I feel
some
that.
Relaxing tunes.
It can totally take you to another world.
To another world, it gets very sensual.
It is. It's
taking a bath. Oh, that relaxes.
Oh yeah, bath.
Okay, how do you relax? Because we can talk about this all night.
Something that I tried yesterday actually, because I also kind of have trouble relaxing because I tend to want to stay on the like hyperactive and thinking plane, and I really like it there, but I don't have enough energy throughout the day to just be there all the time. It's like asking.
Does it
legs
drain
to-
you energetically? Constantly thinking about, right? Because it puts.
I mean, I don't think about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I think about specific topics for hours at a time and I develop them, so it feels like I'm directing my thoughts.
Wait, I have
But-
a question. What does thinking about nothing mean?
Yeah.
Like you're not thinking about nothing.
I'm not. So that was sort of an expression.
Uh-huh.
It's not exactly about nothing, but
Okay.
it was more like. I was attempting to differentiate between directed thought and random undirected thought, like when thoughts just come to you and you can't stop it, versus when I want to think about this and then you do.
Okay, got
That's
it.
what.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I also had a question,
yeah.
but I lost my thought.
Oh,
Oh, it's okay.
what was
Go
I
ahead.
talking
No, yeah, exactly.
about? Talking about,
It's easy to do that. You realize.
oh yeah.
Mm.
Wait.
How
Yeah.
do you pick a thought and you?
Oh, does it drain you? That's
Does it drain?
basically-
Oh, because I feel like mental work can be very like even physically draining.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
after
me,
at the
yeah.
end of the day.
At the end of the day,
But it depends.
in the middle
because-
of the day, I get tired.
Oh, I see.
Like super tired. If I wake up and I go 0 to 100 right away, and then I do
Yeah.
so much to do, so little time, and I
Yeah.
enjoy the process of doing things,
Yeah.
and but then at some point I just feel like I need to do
Yeah.
Oh,
that,
God.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
especially around 2 p.m.
Mhm.
You know that the time where the sun is at
Yeah.
its peak.
Mhm.
I
yeah.
feel like if I don't lay down, oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm not gonna be able to continue.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
That's-
I was gonna say I think it's important to normalize like naps and resting because I think our culture is very like go productivity. Like that's how you're successful if you like produce something, if you're productive. And I feel like we're told
Yeah,
not
if you
to
rest,
relax.
you're lazy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
you're
oh my
lazy.
god, like
when
how dare you sleep in?
totally yeah. When in
Like
actuality
you're not gonna be successful.
Yeah. And like actually like resting will help us be more productive and like
Right.
yeah.
In all the right ways,
Yeah.
because we're gonna be able to focus our energy on specific tasks better, rather than being overwhelmed and not being able to focus directly on things and
Yeah.
just being lost in our thoughts.
Yeah.
Right. So for that we need rest
Yes, totally.
and relaxation.
Yeah.
Let's get back to
Yeah.
how do you relax.
So I've been reading in the evenings and reading with music on, so that it doesn't. Okay, because silence.
Reading with music on,
Yeah.
but you listen to jazz, no words, right?
Spider. Oh, I knew it.
it's
I was right.
okay.
For once, I was right.
Oh, he's been living with me here. Usually I take them outside, but I think it's kind of getting cold.
He's pretty
Yeah, he's
I don't know.
alright. He wants to read.
But
Anybody
I don't really
afraid of
want,
spiders?
Yeah. I'm just-
Oh, you're scared of spiders.
oh.
Okay, so you guys continue. I'm gonna take care of the spider.
It's
Take
funny
care of
that
all
I
the stuff.
told you that.
It's alright. Hold on. Continue.
You're not
Continue.
gonna kill,
It's
right?
rolling. No, of course not.
Are you gonna just touch it?
Oh,
What if it's gonna kill
but
you?
it's a black
Do you think it's gonna?
Yeah, maybe. It's more scared of you.
It's more
Wow.
scared of me than I
Yeah.
am of it.
Are you sure it's not gonna kill you?
No, it's not gonna kill me. Usually I'll put it in a cup, but I don't have a cup right now. Okay, guys, can you continue with the show? This is
then
live.
you need a- right, there's a spider.
There's
we
a
need a-
spider right
Oh,
there.
do you need a cup?
Do you want us to get a
Here,
cup?
let's
Or
get-
put it on the paper. Put it on the paper.
Yeah. Oh, he's coming on my arms. Hold on.
He's very fast.
Oh,
or she.
very-
So
He jumps or
there is a
He's coming, he's
big
coming, he's
black
coming.
spider.
Do you think he's gonna? No, he's
Fine.
not. Let's
right
do
over
it.
there.
If I get bitten and this is my last show.
No, it's not a black widow, is it?
No, it's
I mean,
not.
there are
Of
so many
course it is
poisonous
not.
spiders in the world.
That's alright.
Black
It's
widow
just
is
a little
not.
bit
Do you want a cup?
spider. We already know which
I'll
one.
get a cup.
No, come on. He just doesn't want to get on my arms. Look, I'm putting my arm. He walks around
he
it.
doesn't want to.
It's good to know, right? That they won't come to you.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, look,
Maybe
I'm
after-
giving him my arm, the
Wow,
spider, and
you're
he's not
right.
gonna.
Oh, wow.
You know what? He's gonna. Wait. He's gonna
Yay.
not.
Okay.
He's gonna leave, right?
Should we, okay, let's get back to the show. Guys, get back to the
Okay,
show. I'll get the cup.
so what we were saying, what were we talking about?
Relaxation.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Relaxation.
I opened
Yeah,
the
he's
door
coming.
for him. He's coming out.
That's so
it. Don't worry.
cute.
Yeah.
You want to talk about
That is cute. Now
Oh,
I'm starting to see spiders a little bit as cute,
it's kind of cute.
but if that didn't
Oh, it's
happen, I
about
would be
to-
scared. I'd be super scared.
It's just gonna disappear. Oh my god, it's going to the left. No,
That's the
it's
bathroom.
going the wrong way.
So, relaxation. Well,
Yeah.
so what were we talking about?
How else do you? Oh, so you read?
So yeah, but I'm reading with music, because
Oh,
while I read, the silence kind of depresses me.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's like, it just, I have a very, I alternate between kind of two world
Mm.
views
Mhm.
and the more depressing world view,
Mhm.
which I am glad I have, but it's just harder to deal with.
Mhm.
It's I don't know what to call it, extremely objective
Mhm.
or something.
We'll let him outside. Should we let him outside?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
It's
gonna
very
die of
cold.
coldness.
They fall asleep, I think. I found spiders that I
Really?
thought were like dead,
Uh-huh.
and then
And
they
they're
came to life
asleep?
because I thought that they were
Interesting.
I don't know, they're hibernating.
I don't know.
Well, that'd be interesting. Wow. Huh. Well.
Because
What?
it
So
ends
it
up
makes you
feeling like
uncomfortable. The silence makes you like.
not all the time, but specifically when I'm reading, yeah. Because I don't know, I feel like
Mm.
like everything is so dead.
Whoa.
Like I'm just surrounded by dead things. Like this wall is dead things, painted.
So, do you think if you were in a forest or by the beach, like in nature, reading, like it'd be different?
I think maybe I know. I'm getting an idea. So basically, in nature, there probably isn't pure silence that much,
Mm-hmm.
unless I'm
Because
wrong.
there's birds and stuff and insects.
Yeah, and there's life happening,
Mm-hmm.
and I may be wrong because I don't go to nature that often.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, so maybe it's normal to find complete silence a bit creepy. I'm
Interesting.
making an assumption. I don't know.
So silence kind of it kind of freaks you out a little bit. 'Cause why?
I think if I'm feeling bored or low,
Mm-hmm.
it highlights that. It gives room for the boredom to
But-
expand.
Isn't that part of what we were talking about like a couple weeks ago with like going into that feeling and letting it pass through you?
Yeah, but it doesn't really pass through. It goes deeper. It's like it just sinks. It doesn't go through really.
But maybe
I have to do something in order not to get stuck in it. It's like I feel like in a way the experience is similar to putting your hand on a frying pan and expecting the pain not to get worse the more you leave it there. But it's only going to get worse eventually to your bone, and then
Interesting.
Can you fill me in?
Yes.
Guys,
So
so I'm gonna try to move the mic a little because
Right.
you speak so quiet.
Yeah.
I want everybody to hear what you're saying.
So basically, he was saying that
it's that I listen to music while I read because silence allows my sense of boredom or low mood to expand, to get bigger. So that's probably why I read with music on. And I like, it's not just jazz, I listen to electronic music while I read.
Yeah, I remember in Shasta we listened to, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
said you like the electronic too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it have words? Do
No, it
the
doesn't.
word? No. All right.
But something I wanted to bring up in terms of how to relax is something I tried on Saturday, probably because I think it was about the first time in a long time that we had gray skies.
What did you have? What?
Gray skies.
What is that?
Gray skies.
Gray skies. I thought grace guys. I thought it was grace guys. I'm like, who are the grace guys?
Yeah, gray
Grace
skies.
guys.
There you go.
I'm like, nice. I want to meet the grace guys.
So I went skating, roller skating, and I thought, like, I felt like I would enjoy it more if I try to disconnect from identification of this is Los Angeles, this is
Mm-hmm.
a familiar place, and try to imagine that I'm in a different place, like geographically, and then I had this idea of what if we can relax better if we create a slightly fantasy-based worldview to live in. So, and I don't know if you guys would want to do this, but
I think I'm already doing this. I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
like creating a little bubble for yourself
Mm-hmm.
in which to relax, that is like it's just a temporary worldview that feels relaxing to you. Like if you let's say want to be in London,
You pretend that you're in London.
yeah, you pretend that
Yeah,
you're in
you're
London,
like,
and I'm like, what would you do at home in London?
That's
And you
awesome.
kind of live in
yeah,
that
you just live in the moment.
semi-
Actually.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, it focuses you in the moment
Whoa.
right
And you
away.
kind of just be there and do whatever you're doing, whether you're writing something. But you're
That's
in
so
London.
cool. That's really interesting because I always think about how much I want to be there and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how much more like
Uh-huh.
happy I'll be if I'm
Yeah,
there
yeah.
and relaxed.
Right.
So, like, what if
So
So
I
imagine you're there, right?
Yeah.
Who's to say that you're not?
Yeah.
It's only you, right?
Yeah.
Taking that walk in the park
Yeah.
or riding the scooter.
Yeah.
So why not? Why not
Yeah.
play?
Yeah.
We play with we're being played with all the time.
Yeah.
It's our nerves or this or
Yeah.
that. So why not? I mean, I think it's very taboo, right? To have an imaginary world, to have an imaginary friend. Right away, it's like, oh no, wait a minute, get checked with the
That's
doctor.
so true. Yeah.
Why?
But if it's
Yeah.
not harmful, then it's
If it's
not a
not,
problem.
Yeah.
it's not. Oh yeah, if it's not harmful
That's
to
so
you or to
true.
others, right?
That's so great.
If you're not harming others or yourself, then why not?
Yeah.
I play like that all the time,
Yeah.
and I have the
3 dogs here.
yeah.
huh? Yeah,
I was just
Get my
joking.
like 3 dogs. Yeah, no. I think for me it's coming back to one of our first conversations that is on YouTube also. Where is it on YouTube? Wait a minute.
The channel name.
The channel name is Simply Talk About It. Yes, that's what it is. Let's simply talk about it, or let's talk about
Let's talk about it.
it. Yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, we'll link it. Somebody will link it. Can you link it?
Right
Are you
here.
good with linking? Because
It's just
I'm
copy-paste.
zero technology. I mean, I'm getting there, little by little. But we were talking about seeing the signs, paying attention to the signs, and having kind of, this is my imaginary world. It's like having feeling like I've been here before, and there's signs that maybe the universe is giving me the signs, or maybe I left them for myself. Sometimes
Yeah.
I tend to think that way, that we're moving backwards,
Yeah.
and we're actually just experiencing something that we already set up for ourselves before.
Yeah.
So I notice signs, like I would drive in the car, and that's another form of my relaxation when I drive.
Yeah.
So I drive
Me too.
for like 10 hours to Shasta, by myself overnight.
Yeah.
I love it because I focus only on the road.
Yeah.
I have 2 lines, right? And I'm focused. I love that feeling.
Yeah.
And there's not like, just lots of space with lots of things popping at you
Yeah.
from every direction. It's just one direction. You have a starting point and you have a finish line. And like, okay, just get there. And
Yeah. Yeah, and there's so many things that like you pass by and it kind of just like flows right past you.
yes.
Right? Like,
But I play this game when I travel because I travel a lot by myself. Just to, I've been going through a lot in the past 2 years, and I like to decompress by driving to nature, to go hiking, and I drive up north. I drive far. So, but on the way, if I get bored or if I think of how to focus on something, I play this game where like I read the license plates, I read the signs, I read this and that, and it feels like whatever I'm thinking about, that's what I see on the signs, you know, or this is what I see on the plate, or the numbers, you know, the number patterns. It's very like, a lot of times people see number patterns like constantly. It's you kind of speaking to yourself, and what you focus on comes to the forefront. So I like feel like the whole planet, my 360 is my playground, like a child, my play field, where there's so many messages, hidden messages that it's only up for me to uncover them and bring them to the forefront of my reality and focus on those and have fun with it, instead of, you know, constantly going within and getting lost inside. So taking it to this, you know, 3D 360 reality, and even when I play with kids, when I fully immerse into the game, into the act of playing with them, even the simple playground became something new to me, because turns out there are hidden messages and little games all over the playground that I've never seen before when I was focused on something else while playing with my kids. But when I focus on that, you know, I find so many things that are already there. There's so much fun, and it's, you know, that in a way of focusing on one thing relaxes me too, gives me a fully immersive experience of just having fun, instead of being bombarded constantly, you know, with this and this and that, and gotta pay this, and gotta focus on the financials, and gotta focus on the mail, and oh my god, I forgot about this, and oh my god, I promised someone something here and I didn't get back to them, and there's so much, you know, constantly going on in the head. So, but focusing and fully immersing yourself into one particular experience, it's relaxing. Right?
No,
Is that a form of meditation?
I think,
just,
I think so.
if the point of meditation is to get out of your normal state of being, then anything that does that would be considered meditation.
Right? That's why I think.
But if you define all of that.
That's why I think it's important to talk about what meditation is. Because to me, I don't particularly relate to the word meditation in the way it's been described in general to me, in the way I understood it in general, like, oh, you have to do this, or you have to talk to someone, or like sit in a certain pose, or focus, or get outside of your head. I don't understand. To me, it's like, what are you talking about? I don't get it. I tried, and it did not work. So what do I do now? So now I can't meditate. So, and coming back to different forms of meditation, maybe there is just a ton of things that you can do and call it meditation, right? Whatever is relaxation, is that meditation? Is meditation relaxation, and vice versa?
I don't know. I think it's about a specific feeling you get. Like for me, when I meditate, I get to a point of stillness, or when I like play music or write songs. I feel like I'm not.
You write songs.
Yeah.
How come I'm just finding out about that? We're constantly unlocking more doors and more doors.
It's because you started up again recently.
Yeah, I mean, I've always written, but maybe that's why.
I write poetry. Ooh. And are you gonna say?
Huh?
You write.
I draw something.
Well, he draws, and he does emoji project. Can I speak about it?
Yeah.
Well, it's too late. It's live.
It's not secret,
But self-expression, right? But you see, you never told me about why are you not expressing those things? Or am I talking too much so you don't have time to express yourself?
No, I think like I definitely have a complex relationship with it, and I have trouble, like, I think talking about it because I have a lot of like shame and guilt like tied into it, which is another story. But
I
anyway,
think it's a very good question because I feel the same about writing and poetry, and
really,
I used to put it out there, and then somehow I got like I set goals for myself that I couldn't achieve, and it put me into the guilt mode, you know, like well, if I don't do this now, and if I don't follow up, and if I don't do it consistently, then I'm just not gonna do it at all. So
I totally get that, and for me, like, music is such a vulnerable thing for me. It's like my core, and I feel like I want to protect it.
Yes.
And that's like my way of being truly vulnerable. And if it's out there, then I like can't protect it. I think that's my mindset. Maybe you feel the same.
I do, and oh my God, I feel so much. Yesterday we had dinner with Aviv's mom and my mom, just a girls' night, and we had a ton of fun, and we're doing all the stuff that I never do, like the selfies and all that stuff. But I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. And then Yana showed me pictures in her phone, your mom, and oh my God, they're just so beautiful. They're just so beautiful. They're art pieces. And she's like, I don't know, And I'm like, no, and I tried to be a photographer, but I'm not nearly as good as she is with her camera. She's, it's the lines, the composition, her angles are incredible. And it's just sitting there, all that art. And, we've talked about the expressing your art, constantly putting it out there, like this channel, like just right away having an outlet, right? But I feel the same about my writing, like you do about your music. So we're all these wells, I feel like, of unrealized potential, right? And maybe that's why we can't relax, because we're full.
Ooh.
Are we full of potential that is ready to come out, and we just it's hard to.
That's a part of it. And it does get easier, but so even though right now I'm taking buckets out of the well, it's still it's easier because you're more satisfied with yourself.
Yeah.
So if that's your only problem, if that's your only source of dissatisfaction, then it'll fix that. But if you have other sources of dissatisfaction, like if you're dissatisfied at the external world at all, then it won't really fix that. But it can make your relaxation easier. Yeah, if you come home after, for example, having done something you love all day, that's definitely a different. Oh yeah, that's definitely a different feeling. Yeah.
So I apologize.
No,
I just
fine.
wanted to be heard,
and
like a couple of times I've listened to the video back, and I can't hear what you're saying, but I think it's so important what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you're saying that when you do something that you love and you come home, relaxation looks different than if you do something you really don't like and you try to relax?
Yeah, it's easier to relax when you're satisfied with yourself and you feel like you've accomplished or made progress in something that means to you.
Yes.
And they're always it's always kind of, it's gonna be hard sometimes, and you're still gonna be thinking about it if it wasn't a great day.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a different feeling making progress in something that means something to you than making progress.
Definitely.
It's something that you're just getting paid to do.
Yeah.
So in that way, it's just relaxing then. Because
you self-realize.
Yeah,
because you self-realize.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself where you want to be.
So we can't relax because we're not like self-realized.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because we have all these this energy, potential energy, the kinetic energy, that's pushing outward, and the outside world, we haven't created space for ourselves. So the outside world is pushing us back in, pushing us back in, so that there is all this tension between us trying, our inner self, our real self, trying to come out into this outside world that we haven't created space for, and the world is pressing in, so it's constant pressure. So we need to maybe create creative spaces for ourselves, set up certain space where it's just ours. I know by experience that this is what place has done for me. I told you when you came in, I was working on these Halloween projects, and this project, and that project, and that project, and it was all chaotic, and it was hard, and this and that, but I had the space to do it, so I completed it. And I don't sleep well, but right after I completed what I needed to do, I came home and I was so exhausted, I passed out. I passed out not because I was exhausted, I passed out because I was like, okay, this is done, that is done, that is done, I can take a nap. I took a nap, and it was 2 hours, and I woke up like as if I slept for, I don't know, 2 days. I felt so relaxed. I had the best sleep of my life because I completed projects that mattered to me. Do you understand? Like those were self-realization projects. I put myself into those things, and I completed them. I finished them. I focused on this project and this project. I mean, I focus on many right away, so I don't highly recommend that, but if it works for you, that picking out 3 projects, right, and even writing down, like what I do is that I write down with big letters on one piece of paper, project this needs to be, like this needs to be done, this needs to be done, this project Halloween costume, project this, and then just focus on those 3 and constantly have reminders. Don't focus on all of that, focus on this. And it worked when I did that, and I focused only on this, and this, besides many other things going on. It helped me relax, right? When I completed the projects, as you said, that I liked and that I didn't have to do, but I wanted to do, I came back home, and I was able to finally relax.
Aww, that's so good.
It was a great feeling. I woke up like a baby, Whoa! I just slept so well, and I looked at the clock, and it's only 2 hours, and I said, wow, but my heart is not beating fast because I have to do something, because I have to finish something, and my body is feels so nice, and I mean, I don't know, I feel I'm very sensitive to touch and feel and this and that, and I felt light. I felt good.
Yeah, as opposed to when you're doing
tension.
When you're stressed out
and your muscles are tense.
Yeah, like when I was in school, and I would relax by numbing myself, I would feel so constricted and my muscles were sore, and I'd just watch TV and be like, oh, horrible.
It's this tension gives you physical pain. Everywhere. For me, it's the back, the neck, the shoulders, the lower back, everything. It's incredible how it, all comes out. From
totally.
there to here and backwards and outwards
It's
and
so
inwards.
connected, for sure. If you're if you have a lot of clutter in your
I don't know if I really likes.
What?
He's giving me a smirk.
I was
I don't know. He's
I didn't want what?
Yeah. Go ahead.
What?
The spirituality, is that the
Oh,
spirituality?
no, I didn't catch on to that.
Why do girls? What was your question? Why do girls? This is actually a funny part. We were talking on texts, and you were like, well, what don't you like or something like that? And she said, well, I don't understand, why do women have to constantly connect everything to spirituality? It's why what is this you women constantly have? And I'm like, Aviv, I freaking no, you know what I said? I said I freaking wish that it wasn't that way. Do you think it's easy walking around, freaking constantly everything correlating? I want to be like that. I don't want to correlate this to this. I want to be just this is separate, and this is separate, and this is separate, and this is separate. But it's not that way. It's it's just the way I operate.
I think that's fine.
It's somebody switched that thing. It's you're an X and I'm not Y.
But watch this. I connect a lot of I connect Okay, so I also live in a world where a lot of things are connected, and I seem to always find wires, like another. Oh, here this wire connects to this thing input, but it's just not connected to spirituality. But it's almost like I don't know. It's
But
almost
how
like-
do you define it in
Yeah, I
spirituality?
was just gonna ask that.
Because
like, what does
Okay,
you
that
here's
think
what
mean?
it is.
spirituality? Okay, tell me how you see it, because
Okay.
I might see it completely different.
Okay, so I think, so it's not necessarily the way I see it, but I think the way, I think the basis of spirituality is so
I'm literal, huh?
there's the word spirit in spirituality, so I think the basis of it tends to be that that humanity, so that each person has not just the body and a conscious experience, but a soul or a spirit, and so essentially that the basis of spirituality is that the soul can live without the body and has some sort of role and connection to the universe outside of planet Earth or outside of the animal
This
Outside of-
realm,
world. Sure.
the
This-
physical reality, the
Yeah.
3D reality.
So I think that's the general basis of most spiritual ideas, and that's what I refer to
Mhm.
when I say spiritual.
So is that difficult for you to relate to or to understand, because you don't believe in the separation of body and soul, in the existence of soul?
It's not difficult to understand. I just think, personally, I think it's more primitive. I think it's a more primitive perspective, and
Wait,
it's
what does that mean?
primitive.
No, I mean, I
old
know
That's what I
I
keep
know.
asking the people in America. I'm like, what does that mean?
Well, I know.
It's like,
You
this
don't
is
know
so
what it means?
no. I'm saying, in a lot of times we talk, you know, and I feel like this happens between guys and girls. It's like we're just wired different. And when you say something, I'm like, you constantly ask me, I don't understand. And I constantly, you
Yeah,
text
yeah.
me something, and I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that even mean? I don't even understand. Can you explain?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm so glad that we can talk
Yeah.
and explain to each other what we mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
So you know-
well,
you
no,
know-
I know what primitive means. I'm an anthropologist, but what does it mean in relation to spirituality? Like, can you extrapolate
What
on?
does what mean in relation?
Well, that sense.
primitive.
Yes.
Primitive?
Sorry, I
so-
just yelled it out. I didn't mean to yell it out. Hold on.
what does it mean?
I'm passionate.
So I think that how should I say it? Okay, so I think the brain is so complex and provides such an immersive experience to us humans that we are easily fooled to feel that it is separate from the body, that we have a being that is not just created from the brain. So I think it's so immersive that we're like, it can't just be from the brain. And so we think, okay, then what else is it? It's a soul, it's a blank, it's anything. But I think that we don't really have evidence that it is, so you can kind of just imagine anything you want. But what we do have evidence is that like if something happens to the brain, then the person really changes, and I guess it depends to which degree. But anyway, I feel like I feel like people tend to reach for spiritual beliefs because they feel like the material world, the physical world lacks beauty, but there's so much complexity and understanding and beauty and magic and science, I feel like, even though it doesn't, the thing that it's missing that spirituality gives is a sense of purpose, and maybe a sense of connection to the universe, because our science sort of focuses on connection to the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's kind of long.
But no, it's good that it's long because I'm starting to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's difficult to understand and not to get offended and not to go within, you know. For me, yeah, when people don't misinterpret what I think spirituality is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm misinterpreting.
Have
I been?
No, I mean, in a way, you've interpreted a part of it instead of misinterpret. But you see, when we don't talk about it, what your thoughts, what do you mean by saying that? Like, it's easy to get to go within right away without trying to, because you feel like attacked, like, oh, they don't understand me, shut down mode, that's it. But it's nice to actually communicate and to hear your point of view on that, because I think spirituality to me is that is such a big part of it. Is the 3D universe and how things work, and the implications and the mechanisms and processes, and how incredible these processes are, and how they all correlate. But to me, that is one big part of being spiritual, is to actually focus on those things. To me, on the science, without focusing on the science and being connected to science, but on a level of understanding. So to me, I think if there was nothing beyond the brain, my personal brain, only one brain that's not connected to anything else, right? That somebody hasn't created, that just appeared through evolution. If that was the case, in my mind, I would not be able to observe and connect all this beauty and all these processes and all this technology. Like I think I would have been more like maybe a robot, like of having no feelings about it, and just being like, creating only pattern without a pattern of how does it feel. I have a question. Okay, go ahead. So, what do you think when you die and your brain shuts down and your heart shuts down? That's it.
That's what I asked you.
Oh yeah, she asked me that. Yeah, but if I'm wrong, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I live as if this is it.
Well, you were saying that because you said that you wanted to be surprised.
No, I like
right?
surprises. It's not that I want to be surprised.
But
Just
it's kind of, it would be boring to like think about something else happening other than that for you, right?
What?
Isn't that what you, does that make sense? Like, it would be boring to think about spirituality in the context of like the afterlife. Because if that isn't the case, that would be disappointing. Is that what you were saying last time?
I don't think you were saying it would be boring.
Entirely.
Yeah.
But to some extent, I would have.
Or maybe.
I mean, it's not exactly.
Does that boring? That's what's primitive. That's what's primitive to you, right?
Because
it's boring. Because it's you think that it's boring. This is my understanding of you trying to like understand. So you would think that it's boring and boring in a primitive way of thinking to be spiritual.
And you think it's limiting, right? A little bit.
So yes to both on some. So yes half and then yes full.
Oh.
So the well first I guess before this you said something interesting about thinking that if you were to believe that your brain just, and I'd like to come back to this part too if you guys can remember it because I'm trying to
remember it. I know. Okay, let's go.
So
I need the whiteboard.
You were saying that if evolution created your brain that you think you would be a robot, but right, is that what you mean, sort of?
if it was only technology, if it was
Yeah.
only so if it was only science, right? If it was only brain, so how did it come to be?
Well, I'm not gonna answer how it came to be, but I mean that that's like the evolution of life is
I have to remember we're on camera here.
the evolution of consciousness. I think it's through our experiences as
Consciousness.
yeah, but consciousness doesn't mean higher realm. Consciousness is just an experience we have here that we interpret to be on a higher realm.
Why?
But where does the consciousness reside?
In the brain.
In the
From
brain.
From every sense that we have, it feeds. I think it's a
So consciousness is sensual and it's smart
Uh-huh.
and it occupies
Con-
a body.
yeah.
No, I'm just trying to play with the
Sure.
thoughts,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So there is a consciousness which resides in the brain or in the entire body.
Well, maybe we should find a definition of consciousness because I'm trying to.
No,
be
what
super
is your
careful.
definition? Why do we need to attach
Oh, okay.
ourselves to definitions,
Well,
to
just-
labels?
Okay.
I know what consciousness is to me.
Well, okay. So what is it to you?
Consciousness?
Yeah.
Consciousness relates to having awareness and a fully immersive experience, like you said, between the body, between all the your body organs, let's say, and your mind. So your brain and your mind and your heart and your feelings,
Yeah.
your emotions, your hormones, your nervous system, your every little finger, like, and how does this mechanism, this, whether soul and not soul, how does this correlates to the outside world? To me, that's being in awareness of you, existence of you and the outside world. Is consciousness.
Okay.
If
So
I was unaware, right, that things are going on around me, just being, within myself and only aware of myself, I would still be probably conscious, right? If I'm only awareness, I don't know.
I think
I have
it's-
to say that it's awareness of being.
Yeah, life force
Am I?
too.
I am,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Awareness of being here
Yeah.
and
Yep.
now.
It's
okay,
life,
so that's a fair
right?
definition. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But I forgot why we're defining it.
Because I'm trying to find a way to correlate consciousness to soul
Yeah. So
and to
But why?
spirituality. Why? Because I think it's
why
all
does there
one.
have? But okay. So I think souls and spirits, whichever word, it's the human interpretation. Interpretation of the experience. So like, I think there isn't one. There isn't a soul, but it is as if we have one.
You just name it differently. So basically, it's explanations of the same thing, just explained in a different
But
way.
it creates an issue, I think, because people all of a sudden then believe in a soul almost as if it is its own spiritual thing, and then they attach its own physical thing. Like a soul becomes a thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have, because things have laws and order, or at least in the human perspective, they create rules for spirits. So like, then the reincarnation thing or whatever else you want people believe in. So that's why I'm being particular about the word, because I think language creates misconceptions.
Language can create misconceptions, but also our personal views on the words.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And
yeah.
what their meanings can create misconception, because
sure.
we can say the same word and I say soul, and I talk about what you're talking about, but you're looking at it differently for some reason.
So that's what you're saying right now, that I'm seeing it differently?
From what your explanation, my understanding is that you're separating soul and soul, consciousness, and the bodily experience. To me, there is no separation. So I don't, when I say soul, when I say spirit, I don't think of it like something like a clear thing that has shape and form. I think of it as just there. It's an experience that travels through time. It's my experience, my information. So even when the body is gone, right, that energy is non-transferable. It's it's transferable, but it doesn't. I'm sorry, I apologize. I did not just say it right.
That's fine.
It doesn't disappear or appear, right? It's only transferable from one place to another. So when I think my body is energy, all of it, the type of energy that I can touch, that I can feel. So when it disappears, it doesn't just go into nowhere. I think that becomes an informational field that travels and creates through chemistry and through these divine, beautiful mechanisms and this origami, this art. It creates another body and this information enters into a new avatar, into a new body, and I call that soul. But and I call that spirituality, but that's my understanding of it is very technical. I believe that the process is very well thought through. I think that the creator is an architect and a builder and a technician, and whoever created this experience and this body, and I think we all did as one, and we are co-creating constantly this experience. But to me, that is spirituality. That is the understanding of the time travel, the soul, reincarnation.
Right.
Is because this energy, you can.
Yes, well.
You can. It can be in the physical world, in the 3D world, and then kind of discharge itself into almost the atmosphere, to the stars, and then get recollected, reformed, and enter into another body, right? Into another, let's say, growing body, and grow with it, through cells, through physical materials, through it's a chemical process, and I think chemistry, physics, all of it is connected into one.
Sure. Maybe I should pose it as a question instead of a statement.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my worry, for some reason I'm worried about it. My worry is that I know other people think this, I think, but my worry is that you think that your consciousness is transferred to, like, that it doesn't die, because I think energy and consciousness or energy and soul are different things. So like the energy, I would agree that it's recycled, but you are dead. Like none of you will survive.
So are we a collection of memories from before? There's a thing I've learned.
Also, I wonder what you think about it.
I've learned, actually I need to go to the bathroom, so I'm just going to finish this thought. Let everybody talk. So I've learned that there is, they say in every drop of water that you drink, there's a drop of water that's been drank by a dinosaur, right? So it's constantly recycled, and I feel like we're in the sphere, which is the sphere of Earth, and then its atmosphere. That is essentially everything is recycled here. All of the elements You know, they are constantly going just from different, just like water, from air to from gas state of being